we have this, what are the exercises every month. As a reminder, we want to celebrate you on social media. So feel free to email us, or if you post your group, tag us. Some of you have been really great at doing this, and we love that. We want to really be able to highlight you whenever you can. Ellie is our social media guru, and has been doing a great job. It is hard to keep up with social media, so please let us know if you ever want us to highlight you. We'd be glad to. All right, our monthly topic today is about expanding your toolkit. So we have a new video series that has already launched for some math assistance with math exercises. Upcoming very soon, this week, I think, I just have to push upload, is a one-to-one video training series that I'll share just a little bit. And then I wanted to give you a short preview of our facilitator guide revamp. we're not gonna go into what it looks like, but I want to talk about some of the new tools that we will be including, and then see if there's anything else, any other tools that you all need, or tools that you might be using that we can share with our other facilitators. So we created a math video series, really based on feedback from participants who have visual challenges, or facilitators who get asked often, what do I do about the exercises if I have visual challenges? Unfortunately, it's hard to find some sort of audiobook or AI that can read math problems aloud to you in a way that doesn't seem super robotic. So Ellie worked on creating a video that it's her voice. It's so calming, actually. I want to just listen to it when I need to de-stress, but it briefly explains a little bit about stronger memory math, and then goes through several pages of the math with, a calm, clear, slow voice reading it aloud. And then there's some additional information at the end of the video. So this series will be posting, additional ones as we make them, at least one per week. And then the goal is that this is something people can use if they need a new way to do the math, or for people with visual impairment that can't read the math problems very easily, or feel eye strain, or even just hand challenges, that this is a good tool. The other thing, we put it on YouTube so everybody can access it, and I'll also show you can adjust the pacing by adjusting the speed that the video plays. So YouTube has some really nice controls where you can speed up the video if you want the math to be read faster, or you can slow it down if you need it slower. So we'll show you that. And it's located on our Stronger Memory YouTube page under a playlist titled Stronger Memory Math Minutes. And I have it in this slideshow. So I have it linked to, we'll make sure there's a link in the notes, but oh, perfect. Ellie put it in the chat. Thank you. But we're gonna watch part of this. We won't watch all 8 minutes, but we'll watch part of this. Ellie, sorry, you have to hear yourself.
Hi, welcome to Stronger Memory's Math Minutes Workbook Practice. Episode 1, Stage 1, pages 9 through 12. How this works. I'll read each problem out loud, and you can call out the answer.
Sorry, it's lagging because...
Let's build your brain power one question at a time. 1 plus 1.
I'm going to pause it for a second so it can load and catch up with itself a little bit. That lagging is just my internet, not Ellie, not the way it will read. If you're unfamiliar, so when you're in YouTube, if you click on this little settings button, you can adjust the playback speed. So right now it's normal, but let's say you wanted it to be a lot slower. You could put that playback speed at 0.5, and then we'll push play again.
1 plus 2.
Ellie's voice sounds a little distorted to those of us who know her, but it reads aloud
1
a little slowly.
plus 3.
And then let's say you're really fast at math, and so the normal rate is a little too slow. You can move it to 1.25, 1.5. We'll click play again.
1 plus 4. 1 plus
Oh, it's giving me that circle.
5. 1 plus 6. 1 plus 7.
And you can do that all the way up until like, times 2 speed, which is really fast. So this, for these, what we're doing is making them so they correspond with the workbook.
1 plus 8. 1 plus 9. 2 plus 1.
And then I'm going to fast forward towards the end here. So as you can see, it's about an 8-minute video, and a few seconds at the beginning are that introduction and instructions. And then at the end, there is a little bit more of a description of Stronger Memory. We put that description at the end so that if someone's using these videos for their daily math practice, they can pretty much jump right in and not have to hear a big long description or fast forward every time. But we wanted something to kind of explain and give some tips at the end. So I'll play that last little bit for us now.
9. Great work today. You've completed the first part of Stage 1 in your Stronger Memory Workbook, pages 9 through 12. And in Episode 2, we'll finish the first stage. So keep up the great work with your daily Stronger Memory routine. Remember, it's just about 10 minutes of reading aloud, writing by hand, and doing simple math problems quickly. And here's some gentle reminders while doing the math exercises. Try to answer quickly. Don't stress about getting all of them correct. It's not about perfection. It's about exercising your prefrontal cortex to strengthen your ability to recall information. For more resources and to stay up to date with the Stronger Memory movement, visit us at strongermemory.org. And be sure to follow Stronger Memory on social media to join our growing community. Before we go, we'd like to say thank you to the generous donors of the Goodwin Living Foundation, who have made it possible for us to share this innovative brain health program with older adults across the country and beyond. Thank you for joining me today. I look forward to practicing with you again soon. Bye!
All right, I think we should give a big round of applause to
Great
Ellie.
job, Ellie.
Yay!
I'll say, I don't know if it was blurry on your screen. It was blurry on my screen. I watched this video yesterday on YouTube and it was not blurry at all. So
Yep, it's right. It's not blurry at all. Jess, have you, when you shared your screen, did you check optimize sound and optimize video, the little check
I
boxes?
did, yeah.
Okay, so it's just your internet connection there. Yep.
We've got rain here, so I think it's a little, yeah, not fun. So yeah, so that is available and we'll be posting more of those. We also will be posting some training videos, ideal for helping people guide others in the exercises. If you're doing them one-on-one with someone or encouraging someone one-on-one. So this might be good. We developed these for our Goodwin Living Home Care CNAs. We had been doing some role-playing scenarios, and these videos came kind of out of that. It's videos of me and my dad. He's pretending to be a pleasant gentleman doing Stronger Memory, and at times to be somebody who's kind of cranky and doesn't want to do a Stronger Memory. And so these videos have tips on how to engage someone in the exercises and encourage them. I don't know that all of you facilitators will find these helpful, but for any of you who do maybe work with in a senior living setting or work with family caregivers, some of these videos might be a helpful tool. So we'll make sure that you have access to all of those. And then I'm gonna keep going and we'll come back to the discussion question. The other thing I wanted to share, I know we've been teasing this for a long time, but we have a new kind of finalized basic outline of what our new facilitator guide is going to look like. So I wanted to give you some initial preview on that and ask what other tools we can provide. So one feedback that we've gotten is that in that initial facilitator's guide, there are, I think, 12 initial lesson plans that are pretty short. So what we've heard from facilitators across the board is pretty much that you all want more. You're grateful for what we've given so far, but that you prefer, more resources or more in-depth, not less. So we've kept them, we're trying to keep everything at about a 5th grade reading level so that it applies, is easily understood by everyone. But we have come up with 14 really detailed lessons, articles you can kind of read aloud or share and talk about in your weekly groups. The first 7 go through what is Stronger Memory, talks about the brain, the prefrontal cortex, and all the parts of the brain. There's a lesson on each of the 3 exercises. There's one lesson on motivation because we got feedback from facilitators, but also feedback from participants in groups that, Ellie's done, that breaking it up into so many different parts on motivation isn't as helpful as maybe talking about motivation all at once in the beginning. And then we have that 7th one is a lesson on the 6 pillars of brain health. So in addition to Stronger Memory, the other things you can do for your brain health, sleep, exercise, diet, socialization, stress management, brain engaging activity. And then we have a lesson that goes more in depth on each of those. So lessons 1 through 7 are kind of the standard, what's Stronger Memory, what are the exercises, basic brain health. And then we've made it so the next 6 lessons are kind of optional. So for groups that meet for only 8 weeks, you can do just those first 7, and then we have kind of a closing lesson if you want to do a graduation celebration. For groups that meet 10 weeks, 12 weeks or more, we do have 6 of those. Each pillar of brain health has its own lesson that kind of goes more in depth. And then what we've done, we've piloted those lessons at least once, most of them twice in our internal group that's led by Ellie and edited it. So what we will be coming out with in the new facilitators guide, and this current facilitator group will probably get access to these lessons and the kind of supplemental lesson material first before we launch the full new guide that has a new intro and all of that. But kind of our new format, instead of having just the lessons as they are right now, we've added some additional supports to go with them. So at the beginning of each lesson, there's going to be a one-page outline that talks about, here's the topic, here's, spend 5 minutes on introduction, kind of going through any things you might need, and just that really basic learning goals, one-page kind of outline. Then it will have the article to read aloud together that we've written. And then after that article will be kind of a detailed lesson guide, lesson summary. That includes some tips, key talking points, potential answers to the discussion questions that are listed on there, some extra questions in case your group isn't very talkative and you want to add in some extra questions, some FAQs, potential FAQs specific to that lesson, and then ideas for if you want to add more to that lesson or take that lesson and make it into multiple things, some ideas for creative engagement. The one that I've completely written so far is our one on motivation. And so one of the creative engagement ideas was talk about your why, write it on a post-it and put it on a poster that we'll put up for the group, so everybody can write about a goal or something that motivates them. And then we also have links to some, in addition to anything that's referenced in that main article, there's some links to some additional articles on that topic, whether that's helpful for you as a facilitator to kind of get to know the topic more, or if you have participants that have questions, you could send those for additional reading. Some short videos, because we found a lot of our groups really like to read aloud together that article that's in the lesson, that's in the facilitator guide, and then they want to watch a short 5 to 10 minute video and talk about it. So we've got a few options for those, and then some longer in-depth video links as well. The longer videos are really more, probably more just a resource for any of those participants. Our groups, we get several of these. I don't know if any of you experience this, but sometimes you'll get a participant that really wants like detailed science. They're doing their own research, they're doing a lot of work, and so the longer videos are really not something we expect you'll play in the group, but maybe more of a resource for yourself or for other specific group members that want to view like a 1 hour webinar. So that is kind of the outline and structure. I know it's kind of hard to visualize without seeing it, but I just wanted to share all of those tools, and see what you all think. I'm gonna get my meeting controls back up here so I can stop sharing my screen and we can go into discussion. Curious if there are any tools that you use that you want to share, or if there are any other either on the video side, other tools you think would be helpful, or any other feedback on kind of that preview of the facilitators guide.
Okay, one thing that I do, two things I want to mention. One is I think there should be more guides to guided meditation or guided imagery, because I've found that to be very successful, that kind of sometimes sets the tone. Sometimes I do it in the middle, sometimes at the end, but I think it helps people a lot. So I would say maybe some, some of those scripts. There are two other things that I've done that I find very successful. One is, and you can get a straw any place. So it uses a straw and you put it in your mouth and you support it and you breathe in through your nose and out through the straw. And you begin to notice a very calming effect because the exhale becomes longer without you doing it. So it's a really good technique. And every time I've used it, people are just like so grateful and they try it at other times when they can't sleep. And I think stress reduction is something that is so important in this, but like sometimes, it seems a little wishy-washy, whatever. But, and the other one that I do is a raisin, and to put a raisin or a piece of dried fruit in your mouth. And first you sniff it, you feel it, then you put it in, and then you slowly start to chew it. And again, people notice a lot and they think about, and this can help with eating too, they think a little bit more about eating, and maybe they'll think more about choosing better foods in terms of brain health. So I've done that as a lead in to talking about diet, and just becoming aware that we often just throw the food in our mouth, chew it too quickly, we're finished eating and we're hungry again, or whatever. So that these techniques I found have been helpful, and I think that there's something in terms of the stress reduction there needs to be more within the program.
I love that. That's a great suggestion, and really helpful. One of the things, we want to get feedback on these lessons, and certainly there's a lot even beyond that, that people can do. So I'm writing notes because I think those are good creative exercises we can add into the lesson itself. But it also made me think through, as we're compiling this more robust facilitators toolkit, having a section on some centering guided imagery might be really helpful. So we have some like icebreaker questions specific to each lesson. But that's a really good point.
It's also good for the instructor as well. I mean, it's like a
Exactly.
double
Yes. Yeah.
effective kind of tool.
Yeah.
And there are plenty of things out there. I'm just mentioning the things that I've used, and I do have more guided imagery scripts that I found, so that I can vary them, but I do try and include that
Yeah.
often. And I think that people don't stop to think about the stress. They hear the word stress, but they don't think about how how they're dealing with it or how it's affecting them.
Right.
On the bookshelf. Okay. All right.
No,
So
I
yeah, so that's, and there are plenty of books full of guided imagery that probably are accessible that you could include in some way. Probably there are even those free sheets or something, that organizations or places put out. But the raisin and the straw is the easiest thing, and it's very powerful. I would suggest all of you try it yourself and you'll see. You don't have to do anything. It just happens.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That's great.
I got that from a Feldenkrais guy. He had us doing that, and I've done it ever since. In fact, I have a Jamba Juice straw beside my bed that occasionally when I wake up during the night, I use it.
That's smart. I like that a lot. We're gonna have to send things to you, Susan, for review. We're gonna be looking for some external reviewers. Yeah.
Okay, great. I think it's just us again, so
Yeah, I see Kelly and Mary, but I don't know if they're on,
And Rania had to jump off.
I'm on,
yeah,
sorry,
maybe
just
you'll
cleaning
have
up.
to do a little recap at the next meeting for the people who weren't here, who couldn't get in.
yes, we'll send the recording out too.
Yeah.
Kelly, I don't know if you have any thoughts or any tools you use or tools you need.
Nothing yet. I've only facilitated one so far, so I may have some feedbacks or suggestions after my second one. So
Awesome.
far, so good. But I was just sharing with my colleague about the audio math. That's really cool.
And the
That is
big numbers is also great,
that is
because visually impaired certainly would appreciate the size of those numbers.
yes. And then I really like all the different topics that you're adding too, like such as like sleep and everything. So it'll be nice because we can kind of change it up a little bit and everything. So I like it. So far, so good.
Great. Yeah, that was kind of our idea and the feedback that we've gotten. We talk about, right, in the current facilitators guide, there's a few short lessons on motivation, but we really condensed a lot of those into one lesson on motivation. So then we can talk about some other things that come up. And I think especially as we look at the state of aging and the state of supportive services, we want to be able to empower people as much as possible to
Mhm.
do some positive
Yeah.
brain health.
I think one of the biggest motivators is when someone says that they've noticed a difference as a result of the program. I think
Yes.
that turns other people on who are just going along. That
Yep.
when they hear somebody say, "Oh, I was able to go to the supermarket without my shopping list,"
Right.
or, just any little thing along those lines. So I think asking that particular question, have you noticed a change, is probably, something that's really more important than one might think it is
Yeah.
Mhm.
in terms of motivating other people. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. The peer tips and the peer comments are invaluable, I think. And I've even seen skeptics in groups over time come around, not because of anything that I said,
Right.
really because their peers, somebody just said like, oh, my daughter noticed that she isn't having to call me and remind me, every week to do this. And the person said, I didn't even notice it, but my daughter said it, and she's right.
Yes.
I'm remembering it without the reminder. And then that's the spark. And so then people are a lot more interested. And we've had some additional people want to join some existing groups, some virtual groups that we have, which is always a challenge because you never want to get so many people that then there's not enough time for individuals to talk. But we
Right.
have been adding, and it's really coming from word of mouth from participants, not so much from advertising it, but people are hearing like, oh, and one person just said, it just makes me feel better. I'm just a happier person. So, yay. And yes, Ellie, thank you. We love that video.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that
great.
video is
Yes.
great. I listened to it and I was like, oh, this is
And
relaxing.
your voice is so nice and calm.
It is, Ellie. It's perfect. Wonderful.
Yes, she's always open to feedback
Yep.
if you have any improvements.
Did we mention that we have a new website too?
No, I don't think we did. Susan, are you okay on time? I want to be conscious of the fact.
I want to check one thing. Did you get it done?
What's that? But it won't open.
Okay, I'll look at it. We're having a garage door problem, so
Oh, sorry.
those things happen. Maybe it's the battery, who knows? But anyway, yeah. Okay. No, I could stay or you can email it to me.
Mhm.
Well, I'll show you just really briefly.
Okay.
And because I've got another meeting too, so we can't stay too long, but I will show you, we do have a new website. So if you've gone to, it's the same link and all of that, but if you've gone to strongermemory.org, then you will now see here. Hide. Okay. You will see that we have a new website, and what's been great is our marketing team. Some stock photos are used, but we've really tried to include as many real
Okay.
as we can, including some program statistics, and we
New people.
Yeah. Mhm.
people. We've got some testimonials. The site, the way it's designed right now, we have a lot of information. There's much more information
As you go beyond.
than there used to be. But the way it's laid out right now, because the whole of Goodwin Living is doing a new websites, so
It looks very nice.
thank you. So you do have to scroll down a bit to get to everything, but this is the home page, and it has a lot of different.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it has our blog posts, which you'll see more of these here. And then it also has a link directly to our social media page, and what's highlighted. If you go, I'm just scrolling up real quick to the top. When you click Get Started, that takes you to the page where you can get the workbook.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
You can download the workbook, order a printed copy in English and Spanish. We have all of these additional languages. Right now, it just takes you to the purchase page. We're working on the download form, and then you'll be able to download for free. But in the meantime, if you need the digital version of any of these additional languages, so we now have English and Spanish, but also Amharic, Chinese simplified, Chinese
Farsi.
traditional, Farsi, and Korean. So you can always email us and we'll send you a copy. But that should in the next few weeks be updated so you can download from the website as well. And then we have facilitator info here, but we also have a whole page, more information for facilitators. So it talks about, you know, what you need and all of that. That's a lovely picture of Annie Cox facilitating a group. We have some wonderful quotes and stories from facilitators over the years. And then links to our resources. So you can get the guide. There's a link to the monthly huddles, link to the recording of the monthly huddles, and our Stronger Memory playlist on YouTube.
Very nice. Very
The
nice.
last thing I want to show is just in this about the program section. It talks about outcomes and partners. So we have a page that talks about our research with some links to additional.
Oh, the George Mason. Yeah.
Yes, which we have a new, newly published, peer-reviewed research. So that's out there. And then just a summary. And then we have really compiled the science behind Stronger Memory. So there's a lot of articles here that talk about why we picked these articles. These are other scientific articles and things like that. Some
and good old cursive.
Right.
Yes. And then we have a Stronger Memory Partners section. So we are trying to keep this as updated as possible. We've got partners by region. And what I will say is if you look at this and your organization isn't listed or it's not listed the way you would like it to be, please let us know. We can definitely change that and update that. We are trying to get everybody on here.
Yeah.
Certainly know that we find out about people all the time who are partnering with Stronger Memory that we didn't know about. So
Right. We need good neighbors of Park Slope on there.
Yes.
We need to add them.
Yes.
And we have Surrey services on. Mary's still on. We have Surrey and we had Fairfax, but we need Granite VNA. That's where Kelly.
Right. The new, yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I don't know where they got this list originally. I think maybe they shortened some of it. Some
I
of
think
the
they did.
villages,
Yes.
some of the villages. I think they put
No,
now.
it really is very nice. I am going to spend some time going through it. Definitely.
Good.
It looks really good. And I think the other languages are good because some people, as they age, that first language, they're just more comfortable with than English.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
Yes.
I think that that is an important addition.
Absolutely. Yes. And we've got a stories and news. We've got some success stories that we've highlighted, but also there's a page now for any new news stories. So I know a lot of you have been helping with this. We're still working on getting them all listed here in order. But there are lots of great
Oh, podcasts and webinars.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, some webinars and podcasts, and then you know, things that our partners have done, putting these here as well when we're highlighting uh those groups. So just another resource to look through, and let us know your thoughts. We're here to take any questions. If there's something that you can't find on the website or something that, you know, the navigation is really tricky, let us know.
Yeah. Please.
We're hoping that this will be a lot easier to use than our old website where we were really locked into a specific template. So if there's a lot,
Okay.
nice thing
Yeah.
is once you're on the page you want, you just have to scroll and
Mhm.
don't have to kind of jump around.
Yeah. Looks fun.
Thank you.